Hey guys, Kurama Sensei here with a build on the Crusadia Guardragons 101, and just wanted to put this video out there because I've been testing out Crusadia Guardragons for a minute now, and they're pretty consistent, pretty efficient, and I like how they run. Although they don't brick, but they if they get disrupted and you don't have an out to it, then your combos are pretty much dead. But if you guys like the video, please share a comment, like, subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, to start us off, we have 3 of each Crusadia Maximus, Draco, Leonis, Arborea, Reclusia. Now, the pretty much the basis with all these is just to link climb with all of them. Maximus, though, if say like you get disrupted, but you're able to get out enough Crusadians on the field, this one will double the battle damage that a monster, one of your Crusadia monsters, does attacking a monster. Draco, when special summoned, he will bring back a Crusadia monster that was used, or a Crusadia monster from your graveyard back to your hand. Leonis is just pretty much inflicts piercing battle damage. Arborea's main effect is that when a Crusadia monster will be destroyed, she's like, for example, for Salomon Grades, she's like a Balinx, that she would banish herself to prevent the destruction. And when Reclusia is special summoned, Reclusia would target itself and then pop a card on their side of the field, or on your side, pop a card on the field. But for the most part, in these, they're basically used for link climbing. And if you guys would like a combo video in the future, just let me know and I'll set it up. But basically you need all these because you need some Crusadias in your hand to go off into other Crusadias. So with those out of the way, we also run 3 Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and 1 White Dragon Wyvern Buster. These pretty much go off into each other. You mainly want these, but if you end up having these, it also could, the White Dragons, they could also go off into Black Dragon Collar Serpent. The only thing is that I feel like the Black Dragon Collar Serpents are more efficient than the White Dragon at the moment, because most of everything that you link off into is light. So then you could just banish one, bring him out for free, and go off into your Guard Dragon plays as well. And then obviously when he goes away, when he gets into the graveyard, I mean, you get a White Dragon Wyvern Buster, and vice versa. But that's mainly that. They're just combo extenders. And then for a one of, we get Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. And this one, he's essential to the combos because every time he comes out, you can special summon a dragon monster from your hand or your graveyard. So pretty much you go into any links, do whatever, bring out your LP, and then get him out, then special summon Draco back from the graveyard and go off with those plays. And then we run 2 World Legacy World Crown. I feel like 2 is the optimal number for this card because it special summons itself out just like any Crusadia, only that it doesn't need specifically to be a Crusadia or have a Crusadia monster on the field for it to go off. It'll special summon under any link monster's link arrows, and it just, and then the other effect it has is it's a disruption that you contribute itself and then destroy a card on the field by its effect. And then we're running 3 Rescue Cats. Sorry for the different rarities. Couldn't get another one of this one in ultra rare, but they pretty much do the same thing. that you could summon this, tribute it off, then get enough monsters or 2 level 3 or lower beast monsters so that you could go off into synchro plays. And for that, we basically use Leonis, and then this one, Valorfon, Mystical Beast of the Forest. I chose this one over because everybody's running Elephant, but this one's better. Well, I mean, it's the same thing basically, but the thing is with this one, you can discard a card and then also target a lower 2 or lower beast monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Even though this is the only level 2 we're running, that play could be essential for anything else if we ever decide to run any other level 2 beast monsters in this deck. But pretty much synchro because it's a tuner. And then we're running the one Gamma Seal because Gamma Seal is just disruption off of Kyoto Waterfront, which we're gonna show coming up. But yeah, pretty much disruptions, and once you get them out on the field, just go off with that. Then we're running 3 Kyoto Waterfronts. Kyoto Waterfront is just it just extends plays basically, because for every monster that gets, for every card that gets into the graveyard, you just add a counter up to 5, and then you could just bring out a Gamma Seal straight to your hand from this effect without getting rid of any of the counters, and then get Gamma Seal on the field and go off with those counters. And then next up is 2 World Legacy Succession, because this card is just busted, I feel. I mean, it's once per turn, but just the fact you can pretty much Monster Reborn to any link arrows that any link monster is pointing to is great, because you can special summon anything. It doesn't matter, and it just goes off with that. And then next up is World Legacy Guardragon, to just in case if you have no Guardragons or any dragons in your hand to go off with your Guardragon plays, you can just bring one back from the graveyard, and there you go. And then because we are running a combo-centric deck, we do run Call by the Grave, because you don't want no disruptions like that. I mean, you don't pull it all the time, but for the most part, right now, because not that many decks are hand trap heavy, having it at 3, I feel I mean, you will of course have it at 3, but I feel like this is all you would need to prevent any plays from going off. And then for any back row heavy decks such as Sky Striker, Salamangreats, anything like that, we got Twin Twister just to get rid of any stuff that's holding you back from your plays. And then we got 2 more 1-ofs, Raigeki just to get rid of the field, and then another Monster Reborn to, you can never have enough Monster Reborns. And that's it for the main deck. Now for the side deck, we run 2 Crusadia Magus. He is like the quintessential basically card for this entire deck, because he it's a link 1, go off into him, special summon a Crusadia monster, and then you can search your deck for another Crusadia monster, add it to your hand, and basically it just adds more resources for you to extend your plays. Next up is Spatha, which is the second one, the League 2. Spatha, you pretty much use this for your Guardragons, so you can move them around, and then pretty much so that way, because with Guardragons you have to have 2 link arrows pointing to an empty monster zone for the Guardragon effects to go off. So this is essential, because it would move them over to allow that empty space. I mean, have arrows pointing to it. So Spatha is essential for this deck. Next up is LP. Well, LP, Pitsy, and Agripane, because they're pretty much all the same, except for LP special summons a dragon from the deck, Pitsy special summons from the graveyard, and Agripane special summons from the extra deck. All of them require there to be 2 link arrows pointing to an empty monster zone for their effects to go off. But that's basically all you need, because you can make that happen with all the plays you're going to be doing. And The only thing that is that they're pretty much like there can only be ones, whereas when they're on the field, from what I understand, you can only special summon. You can't special summon anything except for dragon monsters. And next up, I run one Saruja because I don't know. Well, first of all, I'm poor, so I only could afford one. But the thing is, Saruja, I don't feel like you need it at 2. I feel like you get enough resources and enough advantage from just one. From linking off 4, you get 4 cards, and then you know, I feel with my build, you only need 1. But yeah, and then you special summon, and then everything gains 300 from all the effects go off. This card is the best card in the whole deck, I feel. And next up, I run one Crusadia Equimax just in case if anything happens. They get rid of your Guardragons or negate the effects. That way you could just go off into your stuff like that. Because then you could say like the Effect Veiler, your Spatho or LP while you're trying to do those plays. Then just go off into him. Then special summon as many Crusadia monsters. Have him be a humongous beater. Also with an effect of negating effects by negating the effects of monsters by attributing one Crusader World Legacy card. But so he's pretty much he's versatile in all aspects. So running him, you could run him at 1 or maybe even 2. But I mean, the extra deck is so clogged up that I might even side him out soon. And then I also run, because this is a dragon deck, I'll run one Borreload. You don't need really that much explanation there, but you know, drops 500, drops monsters to 500, drops them down by 500 attack, can't be responded to, and then he steals monsters. Boral Sword, just busted. Switches everything to defense. Switches a monster to defense mode, attacks again, and then takes half of the attack when he attacks. Takes half of the attack of the monster and adds it to himself. And then triple burst. This one is, I've seen a lot of people running this now, but it is really good. Say you can't get off stuff, he's a good link 3 to negate effects during the damage step. That's the only thing that holds him back, but I feel he's good. Next up, for the Augerpain plays, Crystal Wing Synchro. You know, he negates effects, takes the attacks, everything. He's good. And then we also got Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, which another Augerpain move, so that you could negate effects. Not negate and destroy like Crystal Wing, but just negate effects. But still, that's essential for any face-up card. And then for that, just like I was telling you about Volerfon and the Rescue Cat. Volerfon with the Rescue Cat would bring out that, and then Leonis. For that, I have Naturia Beast. Naturia Beast is, I can't explain it in words how essential he is to this deck, because the second you bring him out, you pretty much win. Because it's so spell reliant now that nobody could activate any spells. Because having him, having Crystal Wing, and then having like say Borosor or Borreload, you won. That's why this isn't a go first deck mainly, but you could go second and still go off too. But once you get this out, done. Especially against Sky Striker. Sky Striker is dead against this if he gets out on the field. And that's it for my extra deck. Now for my side deck, pretty basic. I'm running 3 Down Wrestler Pankratops, you know, beater, special summon him out, and then tribute himself to destroy a card on the field. And then I'm running Droll and Locks because a lot of these decks are also combo reliant in searching, with searches and everything. So having this just stops it, and what more is there to say? Next up, because a lot of these decks are also summoning big boards, just like how I'm doing with this, I run 3 Winged Dragon Raw Steer modes. Because why not? If they have 3 or 4 monsters, get rid of them, and there you go. And there goes your destruction, the disruptions they have. Next up, because there are some decks that are trying to run traps and everything like that, just to prevent all that, let's just go Red Reboot, because Red Reboot is so busted. When you get it out, then it negates all traps on the field for the rest of the turn. It'll just let you go off, because they can't do anything like no Silent Great Roar, no. I mean, not saying that Altergeist are that big now, but say Subterrors, no Subterror Final Battle, nothing like that could go off. It's crazy. And then I know that this card isn't that highly sought after or highly used right now, but I feel like it can still help you out in clutch moments. So I run 3 evenly matches, because just when it's like, say you don't draw the Winged Dragon Raw Ceremony, but you draw this, same thing, gets rid of big boards that you can't get over, say Colossuses or say Silent Great, because you know most of these decks want to run as many monsters as they can possible. So running this seems like you don't even need to explain it, really. And with that, we are at the end of this deck profile. If you would help me out, just let me know what we could do better, what Kurama Sensei needs to learn. You know, he needs to learn too. Nothing's perfect in this world, so just if you guys have any other deck profile requests, let me know. I'm trying to run as many deck profiles as I can right now, just to get it started. So let me know how everything turned out, and this is Kurama Sensei signing out.